Hey, this is a Plat 1 Ana VOD. We're going to be talking about intention with our cooldowns and flank awareness. But before we do that, I'm going to hop into the training range real quick to show you a neat mechanic. When you're playing Ana, something that can help you out a lot is landing nades from spawn when you're on defense first point, or even just trying to hit long range nades. What you can do is scope in and then use the bottom of your ult tracker. You throw that nade, it'll land almost every time. Alright, so with that said, we could start out by dropping a nano on this, not a nano, dropping a nade on this soldier. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. But you can also use it to go over shields. So if you went to like here, and then what you do is you place it you place your crosshair just slightly above the shield. It'll arc down and it will hit just behind it. So really all we're going to be doing here is sitting on high ground, waiting for things to happen. Good. I see that was a really good anti because it pressured the Brahmatra for him to go, oh crap, I can't fight this Genji anymore. The only thing I didn't like is the sleep. I mean, I get if you hit it, that would have been solid. But what if we had that sleep on the flank when we were coming through here? Just something to think about. But honestly, either would work. Now we're just going to sit. Now listen for Soldier. Listen for Soldier or Sojourn. Because honestly, either of them could come this way. I hear Soldier. Soldier can take you out pretty quick if you're not paying attention to him. Right, if he lands that Helix, runs you down. So all we do is save our sleep dart or save our nade and wait for him. The more you anticipate these things, the easier it will be playing Ana. And now just go height. Drop nade on him, maybe. You could go height here. Like, this is kind of wide, and this might just be... You barely got your Ramatra here, right? You barely saved him. Instead, walk here. Go around. Maybe the soldier pushes up on you, but at least you'll be able to hear him and back out early. And this allows you to poke at the Sojourn when she pushes up a little too much. Wait for Soldier. I love it. I love the awareness. Yeah, right, keep him out of there. Throw a nade here. You could have naded down Mei and got some serious value. Would have got like 2 or 3 with that. Honestly, good nano too. There was no reason not to nano there. Just, you know, you're starting to win the fight. You got a little bit of advantage. Why not just give it that little bit of extra? Totally. Watch out for that soldier. He's doing stuff again. I mean, I get it, because it's like, oh, well, you know, the Kiri and the soldier's there. Nah, the Kiri's not even there. Yeah, go see what's going on here. You might be able to help out your Ashe or your Genji. Good stuff. It can be risky taking that fight sometimes, but if you anticipate it and you jump the gun with it a little bit, that's how you win that fight against him. Oh, you could drop a nade there, if not on yourself. Oh, you got Suzu though. Honestly, that nade works as much too. But if we... Okay, so I just figured this out. I went over this a few times, and I'm like, I guess there's not really anything you can do, but you just have to do it early. So, right here, when the Sojourn pressures you, that should be who you go for, right? Go wide, throw a nade on her. That way, maybe you don't win the fight, but at least you force her to stay back. And you can still nade that ram. Sorry, you can still sleep that ram and deal with the Sojourn. But because you don't deal with the Sojourn, she flanks your backline, which forces both of you to look away, which in turn puts the ram on the defensive with no support. By the time you get to him, he's already dead. And I was like, oh, okay, do you go for your Sojourn or do you heal the ram? But really, it's about anticipating the flank so that they can't take your attention away. Now we got Nano. Who are we gonna give it to? I think I smell a Nano Blade coming up. Yeah, a little Nano Blade. Drop a nade, and then it's lost. That ram just did more. No fault of your own. Alright. Now, here. Soldier. He's coming. This is kind of a scary spot for Ana, but I guess it works because there's no, like, prominent close-range dive characters like Tracer or Genji who could really mess you up. Drop that nade, yeah. I mean, this is all good stuff. Sometimes that really is all Ana is, just sitting behind healing and popping damage when you can. But it's really about that damage at the end of the day.
I've got you in my sights.
Good job placing the ante and being aware of the soldier up there. We could probably even be a little bit earlier on that before he drops the helix on us, though. Now that we're here, something that we could do, right? Well, these guys are pushing up. Start to back up. Like, you want to be backing up before everybody else does. Because this is not much distance for the ram to close. Nice sleep. Now you just wait to charge Nano and hope you win the fight, honestly. Good defensive Nano. Nice sleep. Right? And this is just kind of where you're cycling cooldowns, trying to keep everybody alive. Nothing wrong with this at all. Because you can't always take that flank. There are times where you can and you should. And this is actually not a bad spot to take said flank. I think I missed it. Let me see if I can go back a little bit here. Even if not, I can still kind of illustrate the point that, like, sometimes you will be... Yeah, I think it's the beginning of this first fight here, where everybody's still kind of walking up. Yeah, right here. So when your team resets, you guys are playing up around here. Something that you can do is, while they're walking back, you can back up here, and you can shoot through this window. You can sneak over here. You can pop an ante. You can take some shots, and then all you have to do is walk a couple feet, and then heal your tank. Right. So the way that you talked about, like, being able to make plays as Ana, that's how you make plays as Ana. Either you're sitting behind your team and you're taking these angles. Sorry, you're sitting behind your team and you're, like, cycling cooldowns, and then you get a good sleep and everybody can push up. Or what you do is you take an angle that allows you to both deal damage and heal, and then try to leverage dealing damage as much as possible. Now we can talk a little bit more about intention when it comes to these cooldowns, because this is another really stagnant spot. A lot. I mean, we're sitting on this first point for I don't even know how long. It was a while. This is a really good spot for that scope in nade again, because I think you miss most of these nades, and they're really close. All it would take would be just getting that scope in and using that little metric. I like that we're swinging out and looking for people to attack. We just, we missed our shots, and it was kind of a rough spot to put pressure on. And then you guys reset, yeah. So what if we took a flank with our Ashe? I mean, our Kiri's pretty much got the Zarya here. What if we went here, and we healed our Ashe and we healed our Sombra? If swung wide, if we could, but you got to be really aware of that Orisa, because the second she goes for you, you got to move out. We could walk here, and we could pop a nade up there, and we could pressure whoever she's hacking, which happens to be the Orisa this time. But just sitting down main it's not the worst, but it doesn't get the most value. And both of your DPS are pressured out. Maybe they would have been able to stay there longer and get some kills if you were with them. And then this is just kind of... I mean, you're just sitting and you're cycling your cooldowns. Because it's like, what else can you do when you're on this angle? Ooh, getting a little close there. I mean, I could sit here and pick apart every single nade and sleep dart, but that really doesn't matter. It's more about the principle of where you play and how you place these nades, and how you place these sleep darts. If you are on said angle, if you go far left, you're probably gonna die unless you're with your tanks and like the rest of your team. Ah, unfortunate, unfortunate. It happens though. Yeah, just survive now. Oh yeah, not to mention the warm-ups. I believe you were the one who said you had a warm-up code. Yes, the warm-up code is good. You wanna have something along those lines. You can do deathmatch. Honestly, it sounds like you pretty much got that under control though. Aim training is good enough. It's just to get you something, give you something to get a feel for it under your fingers. Sure, I was kind of talking through that. Really because, I mean, there's not much here, right? The reason you guys won is because you took height. This is less so like a you thing, but just your entire team. You stop playing down main, and you force them to look at you from another area. And you also force them to give up an advantage spot. So then you guys roll them. Just kind of... That is sometimes a lot of how these big team fights go. It's like, oh, you just didn't take this big part of the map that's important. I actually really like this. Something we can do is... Am I crazy? I might be crazy. I think you can climb up here. This is good because it gives you a lot of sight lines. And you can see your tank and the enemy team. Get some stuff going on there. Good sleep. Oh, you just... See... You totally could have destroyed that Moira. It's just nerves. I mean, it happens in all ranks. And then, yeah, that's GG's. Okay, so... To summarize... As Ana... 1... Start using that scoping. It'll feel so much better trying to land nades, especially your long range nades. 2, watch your flanks, right? Because if you're fighting against a dive comp and maybe your team's playing some high mobility characters, you might be the only target. It's really about listening and kind of having a feel for where everybody is. And it's weird. It's kind of an intuitive thing where it's like, I think Soldier's going to be here at this time. You know, we've gotten this far through the fight. He's probably going to make his mid-fight rotation now. Or something like that. Or like, oh, okay. The Tracer, I haven't seen the Tracer all game. Right? Or I haven't seen the Tracer all fight. Probably trying to sneak up on me or somebody else. As for intention, I didn't really speak too much about that. Because there's not a lot to say. But you don't want to just kind of be like cycling through your cooldowns, especially like if you have somebody flanking you a lot. You want to keep one of those cooldowns in your back pocket so that you have something to fight them back with. All right, that is all I got for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for sending in the VOD.